Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, for those of you who didn't know that. And today it's Tag Tuesday. And I will be doing the opposites book tag. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So, before I start, don't mind the hat. I look like a crazy person on the hair, so good things we have hats. But yeah, the opposites book tag. So that's where I compare the opposites. So, the first book in your collection. So the first book I bought was The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum. And yeah, and then we have the last book you bought. And for this one, I have bought it, but I haven't received it yet. So I will put a picture up here, and that is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. That is the last book I bought, so yeah. The next question is a cheap book versus an expensive book. So for a cheap book, I also have The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum, because this is the cheapest book I own. So yeah, I mean, I bought it for like 10 Norwegian kroners. I will put like here what it is in dollars, so you know. And the most expensive book I bought, this is heavy, is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is the most expensive book I have. I at least think it was kind of, so yeah. Then we have a book with a male protagonist and a book with a female protagonist. So for the male protagonist, I have chosen Aristotle and Dante Discovers the Secrets of the Universe, because the main person here is Aristotle, and that's a boy. And for a female protagonist, I have chosen Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngan, because here the main person is Lei, and she is a woman. Then we have a book you read quickly and a book that took you long to read. So I haven't taken like that has taken me the longest to read, because I don't remember. But the book I read quickly was Kiss of Troyal by Lindsay Duga. I read it in a day. Or I have read it in a day, so. And a book that took you long to read, I have chosen Descendant of the Crane, because this one took me, I feel like, forever. So yeah. And then we have a pretty cover and an ugly cover. So for pretty cover, I have chosen The Night Circus. I love these clean, simple ones. And for ugly cover, I mean, it's not like totally ugly, but it's totally freaky. And that is Arusha and the End of Time. And this one is freaky. Really freaky. And I mean, I hide this on my bookshelf because I feel like it's so freaky. So yeah. And then we have a national book and an international book. So one of the national books we have is called Forbilde by Sofie Elise. And this is from a Norwegian blogger. And yeah, it's it's a national book. I thought it was okay. And for an international book, I've chosen Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Because this is international. This is in Norwegian and no one would understand a thing about anything. Except Norwegians. And then we have a thin book and a thick book. And for this one, I have chosen Jonah of the Dawn. This one is not even 200 pages. 100 pages? 200? I don't remember how many pages it is. Yeah, it's not even 200 pages. And the thickest book I have on my shelf is also this big chunk, which is like over 800 something pages. So it's a heavy one. And then we have a fiction book and a non-fiction book. For fiction book, I've chosen Every Heart a Doorway. And for non-fiction, I usually I don't have many non-fiction books, but I have a Norwegian book called Smil gjennom tårer, and it basically translates Smile Through Tears. And yeah, I haven't finished this, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah. And then we have a romantic book and an action book. For romantic book, I've chosen A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. And for action book, I've chosen Children of Blood and Bone, because this one is almost action-packed all the way through. I hope I will be able to read it soon. Yet again. Reread it. And then we have, the last one is A Book That Made You Happy and What That Made You Sad. For happy, I chose Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, because this one made me at least happy in the ending. So yeah. And then for sad, I have chosen The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I think this is one of like the few books that I actually have cried while reading, because I don't usually get really emotional while reading, except maybe The Death Cure. But this is like a book that made me really cry, like ugly cry. But yeah, that was the Opposites book tag. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos. And follow me on all of my social media. All the links are down in the description. And I will see you next time. Bye!